You need to hear this while it is still fresh because something just ended, not faded, not paused, ended. A campaign against you, a deliberate, coordinated effort to remove you, to erase your influence, to push you out of a position, a connection, a destiny that was rightfully yours has just collapsed. And here is the part that is going to make you sit down. It didn't collapse because they gave up. It collapsed because you, without fully realizing what you were doing, checkmated two of the most calculating players who have ever moved against you. Two, not one, and that detail matters, so stay with me. Let me describe them and watch how quickly your mind puts faces on these descriptions. The first one worked in shadow. This is the whisperer, the one who never confronted you directly, never raised their voice, never left fingerprints. Their craft was narrative. They worked on how other people save you. A seed planted here, a concern expressed there, always wrapped in fake worry. I'm just saying this because I care. They twisted your words after you left rooms. They translated your silence as arrogance and your kindness as strategy. Their goals was simple: to make the world colder toward you, one degree at a time, until the you had no other warm left to stand. The second one worked in daylight. This is the provoker, the one whose entire craft was your reaction. They needed you messy, they needed you loot, defensive, unstable, because your composite presence was living proof against every story being told about you. So they engineered situations designed to make you finally snap in front of whiteness, because one public outburst from you would have retroactively justified everything the whisperer had been planting for months. Do you see it now? Do you see how the two of them fit together? One built the frame, the other tried to force you to step into it. It was a pincer, a two-sided trap, patient and genuinely clever, and I will not insult you by pretending otherwise. People have been destroyed by far less. Reputations, relationships, entire life chapters have been ended by exactly this kind of coordinated pressure, but something went wrong with their plan, and the something was you. Here is what they never accounted for: the flaw in all their calculations. They built a trap for the person they assumed you were, the old you, the reactive you, the you who needed everyone's approval to breathe, who would chase every rumor to its source, who could be baited into explaining, defending, performing, and that person no longer exists somewhere in these past seasons. Quality without announcing it. You buried that version of yourself, and so their trap set in the middle of the board, perfectly constructed, waiting for a player who was never coming. Now let me show you the dear moves that won you this game because you made them without ever seeing the whole board and you deserve to see it now. Move on, you didn't chase the narrative when the whispers reached you, and they did reach you, fragments of them strange. Chills in how certain people start action, you felt the pull to fight it, to explain yourself door to door, to demand the truth be corrected, and you didn't. You let people believe what they wanted to believe while you simply kept being who you are. That felt like weakness at the time. It was mastery because a lie needs feeding and you starved it every day. You refused to engage. The story got heavier for them to carry and easier for others to adopt. Truth doesn't need a lawyer, it needs time. You gave it time. Move to you didn't take the bait. Every projections, every manufactured crisis, every button they present that they knew used to work on you met same wall of calm and your calm did something devastating. It made the provoker visible because when someone keeps attacking a person who never relations to the audience eventually stops watching the targets and starts watching the attacker. Their mask required your reaction to stay on you without it and the mask feeling in front of everyone. Move 3, and this is the one that ended the game. You kept building while they poured their energy, their creativity, their waking hours into your downfall. You poured yours into your own foundation, your growth, your healing, your craft, your pitch, understand the mathematics of what happened. Here, every month they spent obsessed with you as a month. They didn't spend building anything of their own. You were their full time occupation. Meanwhile, you compounded and the gap between where you now stand and where they now stand is the exact measure of that vested obsession. They tried to dig your pit and spent so long digging that they furnished it and moved in. That is checkmate, not a dramatic confrontation, not a public victory speech. Checkmate in this realm looks like these two people staring at a board where every remaining move makes their position worse. If they keep attention, they expose themselves further. If they stop, they must watch you rise on opposite. They have no move. That paralysis you can almost feel from their direction lately. That strange lines where the pleasure used to be. That is the sound of no legal most remaining. Now the instructions for this moment, because how you handle a one game matters as much as winning it. Don't gloat, not because they deserve mercy, but because your indifference is the final move, and gloating would spoil it. The cruelest think you can hand people who spend years trying to live rent free in your reputation is proof that they never mattered enough to celebrate over. Don't reopen the board in the coming season. Don't one of them approaches you softly, nostalgia, apology, sudden warmth, and what that is a player asking for a rematch, hoping you will reset the pieces. You are allowed to forgive from a distance. You are not required to hand anyone a second game. And finally, take the listen because it is the real price. You know, no, not believe now that you cannot be removed by other people's plans. You were targeted by two skeletons, motivates, coordinates, adversaries, and you are still here, taller than before. That knowledge is armor you will wear for the rest of your life. Whatever comes next, whoever comes next, some parts of you will remain perfectly calm and simply think I have survived with better players than you. The board is clear, the game is yours. Now go build in the open because the only person left standing on your path is you. And if your and if your hair was pounding while you listen to it, this is specific phase appeared in your mind before I even finished describing them. That recognition is your confirmation. You already knew. Some part of you has known the whole time. Today was simply the day the game was called out loud in your phone. Walk lighter, it is over.